Hey, Barbara, this is Shirley. I mean, since you want to go on and have this conversation, Tyler, then let's have it. Woman to woman.
Let's talk about it.
Shawty, come and swing my way. We ain't gotta waste no time now, baby. Put that all in my face. I just wanna bump and grind on you, on you, on you. Want you on my face, so shawty, come and swing my way.
I want people to have fun. Let's kick back. Let's get into a little tea. Let's not get too crazy, but let's enjoy the sip.
But let's get to the chi-chi, the kiki, the internet bull.
If you want to see extended videos, exclusive content, including story times and more, subscribe to my Patreon. If you want to stay engaged and keep up with my commentary, follow me on Twitter. And if you would like to book a personal reading, you can go to my website, thealigningsouls.com, to schedule you a personal reading today. What's going on, y'all? It's Santana, aka Chi. And we are back for another Let's Talk About It. And girl, today we are talking about Chad. I don't know if we're talking to Tyler, if we're talking to Madea. I don't know who we talking to, Chad, but we talking about this conversation that's got social media up in an uproar. Okay. Y'all made a comment a couple of months ago, and I was supposed to do a video. I never got a chance to get around to doing a video, but I had comments and opinions then, and best believe I got comments and opinions and thoughts and all of that now. But you know what I don't have? A like on this video, baby, so y'all know what to do. Y'all already know what to do.
Red light, green light, red light, oh. Red light, green light, red light, oh. I don't do yellow, cause it's so mellow. If I don't say hello, you know from the get-go. Red light, green light, red light, oh. Red light, green light, red light, oh. I don't do yellow, cause it's so mellow. If I don't say hello, you know from the get-go.
Okay, baby, let's just go ahead and jump right into her. Tyler Perry shares a message about the dynamics of relationships in which Black women make more money. And I definitely have an opinion on this. But before I go ahead and get my opinion, because I did not get a chance to listen to the full clip. I try my best to react to things in real time. So y'all know, as usual, we got to go ahead and get into the clips. And then we're going to go through the comments. And then I'm going to give my opinion. But I doubt, regardless of what he's saying, I doubt my opinion is going to change. And let's just go ahead and refresh this so we can jump in.
In our society right now, Black women are making a lot more money for the most part than Black men, right? There are a lot of Black men who are successful, but for the most part, Black women are making the money. So if you can find love, if that man works, at whatever job and is a good man and is good to you and honors the house and honors his wife and does what he can, because his gift may not be your gift.
Exactly.
That is okay. That's not somebody who's beneath you.
Yeah.
That's somebody who came to love you at your worth, right?
Yes.
And as long as he's secure in himself to know that, yep, she makes most of the money, all I can pay is the light bill. As long as she's comfortable enough to say, I'm going to cover the mortgage and all the other stuff, you handle the light bill, baby, you can take me to dinner every now and then. That is fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But that's so hard for a lot of people to take in, because that means, no, I need somebody who is, they need to make 5 times more, and I got to have, well, go on, keep your list, baby.
Yeah.
God bless you. Hope it happens in our.
We're going to listen to it one more time, because now that I heard what he actually said, and this is why, listen, because I pray that I'm not just up here ranting and building a followership and building a platform just because people want to sit and argue all day. I mean, if you want to, okay, go ahead, child. Up my engagement so I can get paid more. I don't care. But I really do hope that I'm building a platform of critical thinkers, because now that I heard what he said with my own ears and not just listen to social media, or because I usually even like to take it a step further. I won't just rely on a clip. I'll go and watch the full video, because y'all already know how they chop up and edit these clips on Instagram. Okay. anything for clickbait. But now that I heard what he said with my own ears, it's a good thing that I didn't just listen to social media and the comments and other YouTubers' opinions and whatnot, because I'm definitely even more solidified in my opinion. But we're going to run it back one more time for the people in the back.
Our society right now, Black women are making a lot more money for the most part than Black men, right? There are a lot of Black men who are successful, but for the most part, Black women are making the money. So if you can find love, if that man works, at whatever job, and is a good man and is good to you and honors the house and honors his wife and does what he can, because his gift may not be your gift.
Exactly.
That is okay. That's not somebody who's beneath you.
Yeah.
That's somebody who came to love you at your worth, right?
Yes.
And as long as he's secure in himself to know that, yep, she makes most of the money, all I can pay is the light bill. As long as she's comfortable enough to say, I'm going to cover the mortgage and all the other stuff, you handle the light bill, baby, you can take me to dinner every now and then. That is fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But that's so hard for a lot of people to take in, because that means, no, I need somebody who is, they need to make 5 times more, and I got to have, well, you go on, keep your list, baby.
Yeah.
God bless you. Hope it happens in the.
Okay. And I'm going to pause it right there, because what he said reminded me of something that I heard somebody else used to say. Just give me 1 second. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to see if I can find it. Okay? Actually, you know what? No. Let's get into the comments first. Let's get into the comments, and then I'll bring up my opinion along with the evidence to support my opinion. Okay? So, it says, if a man can only afford to pay the light bill, he doesn't have any business dating. I love how y'all just pick and choose like niggas do. Y'all pick and choose. And by niggas, I mean men. Y'all pick and choose one word out of the whole book that somebody says. But okay. Black women don't have to settle. Stop pushing struggle on us. Most men who make less are not secure. That's the issue. Black women who are reading this, please do not settle. He's not saying to settle for less. I think he was just using a light bill as an example. I think the point he was trying to make was to not let the fact that you make more money, or just money, period, be the reason you end up alone and miserable. If you have the perfect man who works hard every day, but you start to make more money than him, you leaving him because the girl he's on Instagram says so? LMAO, like what? To each his own. I get what he was saying though. Somebody with critical thinking skills. Because that's literally all he said. He didn't say, just like Iyanla, and just like Iyanla didn't tell that lady, and forgive me because I forgot her name, but that lady that caused all that ruckus on Roni, that lady, just like Iyanla didn't tell that lady, oh, date, the person that's on the street, date the bum, date the one, the homosexual. That's not what they said. That's what y'all heard. That's what your trauma allowed you to hear, because you're not evolved enough in your trauma, in your healing, in your thinking. So you're hearing through a certain lens that, baby. Okay, you know how you're supposed to go to the doctor every year and get a health checkup. Okay, make sure that you ain't got no STDs. Make sure that the pussy working. Okay, make sure that there ain't no cancer. Make sure that the teeth is good. Okay, you might even go to the optometrist. Make sure that the eyes is working and all of that. It's time to update some operating systems, because whatever lens y'all looking through, it's clearly dirty. And y'all need a new lens. Update the operating system. Stop operating from a place of trauma. It's 2023. It's time to elevate. It's time to change the frequency. Baby, it's a radio dial for a reason. Why you turned all the way down to the lowest frequency? Let's start vibing high. See, we can understand low vibrations when it comes to plates and when it comes to a Stormy Daniels, but we can't understand it to everyday life. Because nowhere did this man say, date the person on the street. Date the man that ain't got a car that's going to ask to use your car, eat up all your kids' groceries, run up the light bill, mess up your credit. He didn't say that at all. Now, some could argue, right message, wrong messenger. But that ain't what y'all arguing, though. That ain't what y'all arguing. Let's continue going through the comments, because that's not what y'all are arguing. And we'll jump on it being the right message, but from the wrong messenger in a second. But that's not what y'all arguing about. In the comments, y'all are arguing saying, why is there a constant push to keep black women's standards low? Tyler, please get somebody else to do it. Leave us alone. So instead of telling men to step up, you tell women to settle. Tyler only sees black women in a state of suffering. That's how he made his money, on our backs, and then tell us we should settle. Disrespectful. Boom. Ding, 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 ding. That's where the whole right message, wrong messenger comes in, because Tyler has made his money on the backs of black people and black women in a black struggle. Every Madea video that you watch, it's always about somebody got to have cancer. Big mama got to die. Okay, there's an abusive man. But at the same time, y'all eat this shit up. So please do not miss me with all of this is Tyler Perry's fault. Okay? Miss me with how all of this is Tyler Perry's fault. Y'all kill me with that whack, pathetic, weak shit. We can only consume what's being pushed out there. Well, baby, they only gonna push what's being consumed. What's being bought. I can go to Google right now and look at all the items that McDonald's decided to discontinue because it was no longer profitable for them. Come on, baby, let's wake it up. Let's have a real conversation, because I'm still pissed off at the fact that the pandemic came and it changed everybody else's life, but it also took away all-day breakfast, because they found that niggas wasn't buying that shit as much as they said that they would, and they was relying on people too. They found that niggas was only buying that shit after the club when it was damn near breakfast anyways. So McDonald's decided to take away all-day breakfast. What about the snack wraps that people have been begging to come back? What about the steak sandwiches that just now came back but is limited in certain cities? What about the Mighty Wings that I've been asking to come back since 2013? Because we can talk about discontinued items and what happens when people aren't purchasing and people aren't buying into because they're not interested. Because when there is no demand, there is no return on profit. So there's no reason to push a product, because there's no return of investment. There's no ROI because there isn't a demand. So we can sit and get mad at Tyler all day and Chitlin Circuit. But baby, somebody buying his tickets, somebody buying selling out his shows, somebody buying his DVDs. Somebody doing it. And everybody is not that evolved in their healing and evolved in their trauma and their thinking to be at a place where y'all recognize the inner damage and the inner turmoil that it does. Everybody ain't seeing that longer picture, okay, that longer vision. Everybody not looking through the lens that y'all looking through in these comments. So yeah, we can blame Tyler, but at the same time, who put him on the map? Black people, black women. Because y'all use that same excuse when it comes to rap and hip hop and rappers. Oh, they just rapping about what they know. And okay. Okay, child. Okay, let's continue going through the comments. I'd rather die single than become a breadwinner. Child, that's because you're still trying to push that narrative of being traditional, not understanding that the whole thing of tradition wasn't even built off of you, let alone feminism and all of that being built off of a black woman. Like like we could really go down deep dives with all of this. It's like, who taught you your traditions? Who taught you your morals? Who taught you what it is that you're standing on? That's the problem. That's why we never get nowhere as a community, because we never want to go to the root of the problem. We want to hear things and then be offended immediately. Nowhere in this did he say go date the bum. Nowhere in this did he say go date the bum. I hate that everyone wants the worst for us. We are always expected to settle. I think the message should be more about telling men to strive for more than telling women to settle. Black women, please don't listen to this man. Have high expectations for you and your future. Don't settle because he says so. You never hear white parents telling their kids to settle with the bottom of the barrel. Stay single and child free until you meet what you're looking for. Okay, feminist agenda. I'm convinced there really is an agenda to emasculate black men, because why is it always women lower your standards instead of how to help black men elevate themselves? Society really wants to keep men emasculated and in a submissive position. Tyler has the resources to start a program to uplift black men. Why not do that instead? That's not his job, first off. And that may not be his calling from God. Even though you do have a point, still. Black women don't have to settle. Stop pushing struggle on us. If a man can only afford to pay the light bill, he doesn't have any business dating. Okay. Because here's my issue with all of this, right? Here's my issue with all of this. Okay, let's get me back on screen. Here's my issue with all of this. A lot of y'all, and it's not even a black woman thing, it's a woman thing, period, but definitely with black women, especially after the rise of City Girls, Sexy Red, and all these other bitches that's sitting here telling y'all to fuck on these niggas and get a bag. Y'all seem to think that because you have a vagina between your legs that you are supposed to be given the world. That's not how it works. Just like these niggas are entitled and feel like they are supposed to just get pussy, or women are supposed to like them, and they're entitled in that way. There's a lot of women that are entitled and think just because they're breathing and have a working pussy that the world is supposed to stop for them. All of y'all bitches got it fucked up. Y'all bitches and y'all niggas. Everybody got it fucked up. Everybody has it fucked up. Women have just as many problems as these niggas have. Just as much audacity and just as much entitlement. It's on both ends of the spectrum. Both ends. And it's crazy for me with stories like this, because like I said, we can sit and we can call Tyler out all day, okay, because he does push struggle love. He does. I have an issue with people that push struggle love. I have an issue with the Shade Room, period. I use them in order to get these stories because this is what's being talked about. But my contribution back into the world is taking these stories and flipping it and showing you what the problem is, and let's, try to find a solution. We're not just here to gossip and kiki. We here to like, come on now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to be part of the problem. I'm here to elevate the thinker. And so the only time people are going to be offended by what it is that I say or my videos is if you are not yet evolved or ready to evolve in your thinking and in your healing. It's okay, baby. Click out, exit, unsubscribe. You're just not at that part of your journey yet. You have not unlocked that level. It's okay. My frequency is a little bit too high for you. It's clashing right now, and it don't need to. It's okay. Come back when we able to vibe. Come back when we able to align. At the end of the day, Tyler does put struggle up, yes. But just because he has a product doesn't mean you have to go into the store and buy it. We know how to walk into the mall and walk past each and every store and go to the one that we're looking for, right? We can have some self-control when we go into walk, but well, because I was about to say we got self-control when we walk into Walmart. We ain't leaving out with the store. Okay, but even at some point, we know we're not buying the whole damn store, even if we spend more than we expected to. Like, we have self-control when we walk into a mall and we know what it is that we're going to look for. So have that same self-control. That means y'all have to vibe higher. That's what needs to be taught. Everybody want to talk about, oh, teach this, teach that. Don't stop teaching black women this. Stop teaching black men that. How about all of y'all come gather up? How about all of y'all get called down to the carpet? Okay, and what we start teaching y'all from the youth. Okay, let's start at adolescence, because that's where this lesson needs to be taught, is at the root in adolescence. So y'all grow up with these lessons already implemented into your life. We need to be teaching self-love. We need to be teaching awareness. We need to be teaching accountability. Okay? And we also need to teach that everything is not for everybody. And so when I look at these stories, it triggers me because me being an astrologer and knowing no matter what it is that y'all be saying, everybody is not going to marry a multimillionaire. Just like everybody not going to end up with a bum. And everybody that think that they're going to have love ain't going to have it. And everybody that think they're going to be single ain't going to stay single. Like, astrology tells you everything, baby. Everything. And this is why it saddens me when I hear things like this, because instead of focusing on what that man said, you are listening through your trauma, and all you hear is black women are being told what to do. Black women got to settle. Black women, that's not what he said. And that's not what Iyanla said. And with both of them speaking out, it reminds me of when Chili had her dating show on VH1. And it was episode after episode after episode where her assistant or her love coach or whoever it was going around trying to find the perfect lover for her. And then at some point, the coach set her down and was like, listen, I'm trying to find somebody for you, but your list is so extensive that it's damn near impossible. And I know y'all don't want to be told no, because you probably feel like life is already hard enough and I'm the most disrespected and this, that, and the third. But at some point, you need to be told when you're being unrealistic. You do. You do. You do. You do. I'm sorry. And if you're a client of mine and you have that way of thinking, I will literally tell you, like, baby, what you're trying to manifest is impossible. Because in life, you can only manifest what's already a part of your destiny. If you are destined to end up in a shelter, you are not going to manifest your way into a mansion. That's not how it works. And that type of conversation might be a little too advanced. It might be a little too spiritual for some. Those that's already spiritual, you understand what I'm saying, but you can only manifest what's in your own karma. And that's an individual thing. So that's not like black women have to settle for it. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. If I didn't say it, it wasn't said. What I'm saying is it's an individual thing. But see, if you already come from a place of self-love and self-acceptance and awareness and accountability and everything that I said needs to be implemented from youth, you would already know when you hear these conversations of a Tyler speaking out or an Yala speaking out, you would already know not to immediately get on the defense. And then immediately, just because you hear somebody saying women or black women, that doesn't mean all women encompassing you. Because, baby, if I throw a rock into a crowd of dogs, the only one that's going to holler is the bitch that got hit. Huh? Wake it up, Siri. Wake it up. Because I don't know if y'all just got that download, that notification. Let me bring this up that Issa Rae said, because it also adds to the conversation. Because now I'm about to get my opinion about this whole love and dating situation. Because it's what Tyler said, but it's bigger than that. And I'm going to give y'all a different perspective. Right?
We have a tendency to try to, like, when we network up, and it really is about networking across, like, who's next to you, who's struggling, who's in the trenches with you, who's just as hungry as you are. And those are the people that you need to build with. It's not about, like, finding, hitting up, like calling Tyler Perry, like, how can I work with you? Calling Ava to be like, how can I be on? It's about calling your college mate. It's about calling your coworker and saying, hey, you trying to do this? I'm trying to do this project. And literally every project that I've done, every friend of mine has been in some way, shape, or form, because I needed them, because they were just down. They didn't, they're not even part of the industry in many cases, just to help me make it work. And I would do the same for them in a heartbeat. It's just about, I guess, passion and hunger. In creating the first episode of ABG, of Awkward Black Girl, like, I had to pull so many resources together, and we have a tendency to try to, like, when we network up, and it really is about networking across, like, who's next to you, who's struggling, who's in the trenches with you, who's just as hungry as you are. And those are the people that you need to build with. We have a tendency to try to, like,
and that's what I want to focus on. That's what I want to focus on, because the same thing relates to love, right? You don't have to date lower than you. You don't. It's okay to have whatever standards you have, as long as it's realistic within your means. It's too many people, and again, everything starts from childhood. Even with the way that it's set up, the whole house on a prairie. Okay, you have the guy that goes to work and he brings home the bacon, and the wife cooks it, and then the two kids, and there's always a daughter and a son, and then the son is supposed to be older to protect the girl, and then they have a dog, and then they live this little suburban life. And then at some point we selling makeup because we're trying to prey on women and their insecurities, so we sell makeup back to the women, and then that's a whole thing. And then it becomes an even bigger thing when you think of and then it becomes like a even bigger thing when you think of, like, Disney and Disney princess. And, like, I promise y'all, like, even since childhood, you are being sold a fantasy. You are being sold a dream. This is why, like, it's like, I promise you, everything comes from childhood. This is why you even got to be careful with what it is that you say to your kids. Like, instill confidence in them, of course. But I really do feel like a lot of people just walk around with this chip on their shoulder, this ego thing. And I'm not even saying black women. I'm saying people in general. In general. Because I see this every day with women getting caught up because you expect... It's like men expect every woman to like them, and then women expect every man in their life to automatically lead the love and partnership. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with all of y'all? Go do the work. Go do the work. And I'm not judging, but I'm judging. Okay? Because I help you do the work, baby. Book a reading. But It's true. And this is why you always going to hear me like bring up the negatives of both, because nobody is exempt. And now in 2023, we live in this. You can't say anything to a woman because then you hate black women, or you're a colorist, or you're a coon, or you're this, that, and the third, and everything is the man's fault. Da, 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 da. And everybody has issues. Everybody has issues. Men expect women to just be on them. And not every woman, but a lot of women cannot relate to a man other than love and sex. And a lot of women assume that their proximity to a man, the man has to fall in love with them. The man has to do for them. And that's just not realistic. It's not. And it comes from that whole Disney mindset. It comes from the whole, when you're a kid, how the women are already setting up the boys to be these fuck niggas. It's like, how many times have you heard somebody look at a little boy and be like, oh, he gonna be a heartbreaker. He gonna break a lot of hearts when he get in school. Like, y'all already setting him up with that, right? How many times have you heard people look at little girls and then talk about how they princesses and this, that, and like, you're setting them up for certain conditioning that later on in life is gonna fuck them up truly. So when it comes to all of this, no, you do not have to settle, but at the same time, be realistic. Be realistic in your expectations. Because especially now in 2023, when you have people like City Girls, like Megan, like all of these rappers that's telling you to fuck on these niggas and get a bag and get flued out and this, that, and the third, people are conflating Hollywood and entertainment with real life. And then y'all are bringing those expectations back down to reality, expecting all of these men to do these grand, lavish things on a McDonald's budget. It's like, baby, understandable. If you feel like you want a certain quality of life from a man, then you need to be doing that for yourself or better. Let's start there. Okay? Because half of these women that's really and truly doing for themselves, well, I mean, they still, because we live in a male-centered world, male-identified world where it's dick. Because I was about to try to get some grace and be like, the true women that's up there and building their own empire ain't worried about the next man. But how many movies have we watched where it's centered around a man and why the lady, come on, Girls Trip. Come on, how Stella got her groove back. I can name countless movies where there's a woman, and then predominantly a black woman, that is sitting there and she has it all and cannot find a man to save her life. Because everything is dick. That's the real issue. Y'all mad at Tyler. But the real issue is, where's the self-love? Where's the self-love? Because that's why the love period ain't coming in. And that's another thing I used to teach with my channel, my Align and Soul channel, and my readings. Everything goes back to self-love. We love to point the finger in life. But when you go to therapy, don't matter how much you talk about everybody else and what they done did to you. A good therapist, a great therapist is going to relate it back to you and be like, okay, now what do you do about all of that? Because you have to be a vibrational match for what it is that you want, right? And if there's that self-love and all of that that's genuinely and truly there, and less of, I need a man, or I need a man that like, the universe will match you with exactly what it is that you need. But it has to be real. It has to be authentically you, and the work and the trauma and all of that has to be done. Like, that shadow work has to be done. I'm trying not to make this too confusing for y'all, because this is one of those conversations that opens up so many other conversations at the end of the day. Right message, wrong messenger, because Tyler Perry does sell struggle love, but at the same time, it doesn't change the message. And that's the point that I want to get to in 2024, where stop being mad at the messenger just because you don't like who the person is. At the end of the day, the message is still a fucking message. It don't matter if Tyler said it, if Beyonce said it, if God said it, because God been saying it, but y'all ain't been listening. And that's truly how life works. It's like, the message will be there in the form of red flags, and y'all will keep ignoring until it's presented nicely in a way to where it's digestible for you, because you got so much trauma that's blocking you from truly hearing and seeing and being able to understand what the fuck is going on. But we get into a place where you're going to wait for that lucky day, that lucky moment to happen, or you're going to take what somebody's trying to tell you and like actually apply it. Nobody's saying if you making $1 million a year to go settle for somebody making $10 an hour minimum wage. Nobody's saying that. At the end of the day, though, from an astrological perspective, I will tell you, some of y'all are destined for that. Just like there's plenty of women that are making $10 an hour and are destined to end up a trophy wife. It just is what it is. Everybody has a different natal chart. Everybody has different karma. That's not a black or white thing. That's a human thing. That's a soul thing. Because everybody comes into this life with different karma. And I can bring up several different charts right now that'll show you that. Okay. And if you understand natal charts and all of that, look to your 7th house, look to your 8th house, see where Jupiter is at. Okay. Because that represents the man, a husband. Okay. And also look to your 10th house. See where the planets at. See where the lords are. See where the signs are. Like, everybody's destined for something different. As a whole, no. It's not that black women should settle. And yes, I agree. Black men do need to step it up. But this is why I'm a firm believer of being a humanitarian. Stop waiting on black love because it sounds good on paper. Stop trying to be so race loyal because it sounds good on paper. It looks good on paper. Date who you are aligned with. That's why I played that Issa Rae clip. Date across. Stop trying to date. It's not about dating below you. But baby, can y'all at least date across? Because there's a lot of people out here that is you barely got shit going for yourself. And then you want to date a Will Smith. You want to date a Chris Rock. You want to date, and it's nothing wrong. It's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Want who you want, have it, whatever. Your life, your way, your karma, whatever you want. But there are still things that need to be said about, like, baby, maybe some of the reason why you can't find love is because there's too much on your list. And it's not about settling. It's about realizing what is actually meant for you. Because that's a whole other conversation that we can get into. A lot of what happens in your life is based off of your trauma. And a lot of what you attract in your life is based off of your trauma. Think about the job that you want. Think about what it is that you buy for yourself as an adult. Think about how you love, your love language. Think about the car that you drive. Think about the place that you live. It all comes from a place of lack. It does. You know how they say diamonds, something about like diamonds and pressure, or you got to go through the pressure to make a diamond or something like that. It's kind of the same thing in life. It's like, that's why you see so many themes on TikTok trending, like the whole, what's a black thing that you don't want to continue in 2023 or as an adult, right? And then you hear people saying like, it's okay, baby, we got McDonald's money. Or like, if their kids want to stay out, you like, okay, cool. If their kids don't want to go to school, you like, okay, take a mental health day. Like, it's certain things, because you realize now as an adult, certain things made you feel a certain way and made you whatever, right? It's you coming into your own. And so it's kind of the same thing when it relates back to love and when it relates to dating. We date from a place of lack. You date from a place of trauma. And me as an astrologer, like when I sit down and I do like a love reading on somebody, like, you know, expect, like if I do a reading and somebody wants to focus on love or whatever. And even when I was running my Line and Souls channel, I try not to focus too much on love. And I would hate when people would request like a love reading, especially on live, because I'm like, baby, it always goes back to you. It doesn't matter what the other person's thinking and what type of man you want and da. Baby, the universe is only going to bring you where you're at. So if you have a lot of unhealed trauma, a lot of unhealed shit, the universe is going to match that so you can learn karmic lessons through them. It just is what it is. It is what it is. But at the same time, it's like, you date based off of what you didn't have, or maybe what you did. But a lot of times it's like what you didn't have, or like because something happened to you, you don't want to see it happen again. And that's what I kind of mean about like the whole TikTok trends with like starting anew with your kids. You know, it's certain things that happen to you that you did not like. So now you try to start anew with your children. And so it's like that when it comes to dating. It's like a lot of people don't realize that childhood abandonment and codependency and all of that, it's like a real thing, and it stems from childhood. Maybe your father wasn't there. Maybe your relationship with your father was abusive. So now you grow up and you're looking for somebody to protect you, looking for somebody that's going to stay, looking for somebody that's going to be loyal, because it carries over. right? You know, maybe your relationship with your mother, maybe you're a woman and maybe your relationship with your mother was messed up. And so that was like abusive or toxic for you. And so now you don't realize that in your relationships, you don't know how to step back and be feminine, right? You don't know how to let your guard down and not be so masculine with these men because you've never really been able to identify with the feminine parts of you because the one person in your life that was supposed to be the head feminine, you were at odds with. But in 2023, society will tell you, well, these ain't shit niggas, and then da-da-da-da-da, and that's why you got to be so masculine. And when really, it ain't got nothing to do with these niggas. That has everything to do with the fact that you and your mother have a strained relationship, and you never been able to identify with other. But like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, and it's not to say that ain't shit niggas don't play a part, because they do, and they have their own traumas as well. I'm just saying, all of these conversations are a lot deeper. And this is why I'm doing commentary now. And this is where I come from when I speak on these issues, because it's way deeper than anything that y'all are talking about on social media. It's way deeper. And that's why I say I can't be entertaining these low vibrational ass conversations, because it's things that don't go anywhere and doesn't cause any true healing at all. At all. Let's go back to some of these comments, because I want to wrap this up, but I want to make sure I'm not like forgetting anything. Let's listen to what he had to say.
Black women are making a lot more money for the most part than black men, right? There are a lot of black men who are successful, but for the most part, black women are making the money. So if you can find love, if that man works, you know, at whatever job, and
he said a lot of black women are making more money than black men. And if you can find love, and this is where like listening like really matters, right? Because this is where your trauma kicks in. Because he said a lot of black women, yes, make more money than black men. But if you can find love, right? He's not saying just because a bum came up to you and talked to you. That's not what he said. He said, listen, if you're already at the point where you're falling in love and this man works whatever job, he didn't even say if this man works the garbage disposal, if this man works at McDonald's. He didn't give a job description. He said, okay, let's forget the messenger. He said, if you are at the point in which you found love, regardless of what this person's job is,
a good man and is good to you.
But this is a good man, and he's, even more importantly, good to you.
And honors the house and honors his wife and does what he can.
Honors you, honors the house, honors the family, and does what he can. He didn't add a substantial amount. He didn't give a dollar amount. He didn't say, black women, come date this man that's only giving you $1 this week to add to the bills. He didn't say that.
Because his gift may not be your gift.
Exactly.
That is okay.
His gift may not be your gift. That's another thing too. A lot of y'all are meant to lead and don't even know it. A lot of y'all are already leading, but a lot of y'all are meant to lead, and yet because you're still trapped in the matrix of house on the prairie, gotta have a man that cooks the bacon. I mean, brings home the bacon and I cook it. Disney princess dream. I gotta be Susie, homemaker, the wife, a housemaid, and a mute. Like, because y'all are stuck up in that whole traditional way of thinking. Again, whose traditions is it? Is it your, like, whose traditions is it? Where you learn that at? And it's okay if it is. Listen, baby, I'm a submissive housewife all day. Okay, I got Jupiter in my 8th house, so I can say that. Chat. I'm ready to stop working, and I'm ready to let a man take care of everything. Here you go. Let me do my little videos. Let me be a little YouTube housewife. Okay. Let me go on tour and then pay his daddy the check, and he paid it back. Like, and that's only because it's fun for me. Okay, like I'm doing what I let it do. It's fun for me, so it's not work. Okay, but this ain't about me. This is about y'all. Okay, what about it? Listen, some of y'all are mentally, and again, that's some of these things are deeper than just this surface level conversations. It's things that you will know looking into your natal chart. Some of y'all are more masculine than feminine, and I'm not talking about the everyday masculine versus femme and more man versus woman. No, I'm like, we all have masculine and feminine energies within us. I have 50% masculine, 50% feminine energy. Doesn't mean anything. Has nothing to do with you being gay or sexuality or gender or race or like any of that. Any of that. I'm talking about true masculinity and femininity. Life is about yin and yang. You need both, right? But some of y'all are meant to lead and are meant to find somebody more submissive. Look at Candy. The reason why Candy's marriage works is because Candy is naturally a more masculine person. And when I say masculine, again, I'm talking about the energy. I'm not talking manly, okay? I'm not calling black women manly. If I didn't say it, it wasn't said. Candy is a masculine energy. Todd is a feminine energy. Candy is a life path number 8. Okay, she's a life path number 8. So her life path is all about power, passion, respect, money, power, respect, rather. And so she's a boss. She builds the company up. She builds the right team, collects the check, okay, has the team working for her, then boom, go start the next business. That's what life path number 8 are supposed to do. Candy could never really be with another life path number 8. It would clash too much. It'd be too much masculine energy. She needs a good give and take, right? And I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of info about me. Not too much. Actually, I'm not, because this ain't about me. I was about to relate, and okay, since you asked. Ultimately, I'm supposed to end up with somebody that's a life path number 8, and I'm a life path number 1. So life path number 8, just like Candy, is all about money, power, respect, and life path number 1 is all about passion, power, and respect. So we move from a place of passion. We move from a place of, as long as we're inspired, innovative, all of that. Yeah, right? And so it's masculine energy, but it can help each other out. And why Candy and Todd make a great duo is because she's the masculine energy, Todd is the feminine energy, and they balance each other because she can be the head CEO and then builds it up to enough. She uses her money and her resources, and then she employs Todd to come in and handle the day-to-day. It works, but society, and especially the black community, will tell her, oh, he's not man enough for you. Oh, he's not doing what a man is supposed to do. Not even knowing that this man has more feminine energy than masculine energy, and he's not necessarily supposed to be the CEO. Let alone he doesn't have the money and the resources, and the obvious ish, but like, he's not supposed to be the one to start up and immediately, no, that's not his role in life. Whether he's with Candy or not, that's not his role. And so that's why they work, and that's why they've been together over the 8-year hump. Mind you, we see everybody and their mama breaking up right now after doing 7-8 years, okay, after that 7-year itch, because they're not meant to be together. And now they're going into 10 years. That relates back to this. Like, imagine somebody told Candy, like, listen, you can only date, or if Candy had that thinking, I can only date a Donald Trump or a Bill Gates, or somebody that got to have more money. And that's really more so the message. Nobody's telling you to settle. And at the end of the day, if you're making that much money, how much more is a couple thousands? Like, let's be for real. Like, when you're really making that much money and you that well established and you that big in life, what really more is like a couple more thousand going to do? Like, is it going to break your back? There's a lot of people that's too busy out here, again, stuck in the matrix, stuck in that whole Disney princess dream, stuck in that whole, this is what society has taught me, this is what the black community has taught me, so this is what I have to do type of mindset. And it's like, you're unhappy. That's why you're running into door after door, red flag after red flag. That's why you are miserable, because you are trying to live for the Joneses and live based off of what society or your people or your family has told you your life should be like. And that's not necessarily how your life was designed to be. Again, it's not saying settle. It's not saying throw out your hopes, wishes, and desires, but it's trust and believe me when I tell you that the universe will show you what you need. And a lot of what we want, again, is based off our trauma. But a lot of what we want isn't always necessarily aligned with what it is that we need. And I know water signs and earth signs have definitely gone through that. Been going through that like the last 5-6 years. I know Taurus and Scorpio just went through that the last 2 years. And over the next 2 years, a lot of Aries and Libra placements are going to be going through that, especially my Libra and Aries risings. What you want is not always necessarily what you're going to get, nor is it aligned to you. Like, how many times did you want something and realize, like, God had a better plan? It's that way when it comes to love. It's that way when it comes to love. Stop attaching a dollar amount. Like, at the end of the day, love is love. And if you truly want love, then you'll be open to it. Everybody's not going to understand that because there's so many Black women right now that are 100% insistent on being race loyal. Bitch, your nigga might be Chinese. The fuck? The fuck? It's so many right now that's like, oh, my nigga got to make X amount of dollars. Bitch, your nigga might be broke. Or he might make above what it is that you think he's supposed to make. It's so many right now that's like, my nigga got to be skinny. Okay, your nigga might be fat. But guess what? Because of your work ethic and then his work ethic and y'all two coming together and being a dynamic duo, y'all might be able to work out together and then get to that point to where y'all are a fitness couple. And then if you're not involved in your thinking, you're probably going to hear, oh, so what you saying is a black woman got to come into a Black man's life and change. Like he said, keep thinking like that. Let's see how that works out. So I don't know what to say. I don't know what else to say. Because nobody's saying go date the nigga on the street. That's not what anybody is saying. A lot of people do have a lot of unrealistic opinions, unrealistic wants. And at the same time, it's just like, yo, like, if somebody is being good to you and somebody is checking on, like, you sit down and write a list of what matters, like what truly matters. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to money, it truly doesn't matter. It truly doesn't matter. Ask yourself, why you feel like you got to date somebody that's a millionaire? Why is that such a high risk where it's like, if I can't find a millionaire, I'm not going to date nobody? Where's that coming from? Is it because you saw it on TV? Is it because you see the city girls, you know, you see Carisha running around with a Diddy and you feeling like you missing out on life and you got to have that experience too? You tired of seeing the Instagram girls be flued out and you want that experience too? And don't get me wrong, there are a lot of niggas out here, because come on now, in 2023, these niggas want to fuck you first, then figure out if they want to take you on a date later. Oh, baby, we could read them to fucking filth, and we will. In future DM stories and videos, we will read them to filth. Don't even get me started on these niggas that want to fuck you first and then figure out what the hell your name is later. But baby, you shouldn't even be in proximity to them, okay? You shouldn't even be in proximity to them. Change your dating pool. Change what it is that you're allowing. How does nigga even got your phone number? Huh? That's a whole other conversation, taking it somewhere else, but it still relates. My point is, like I said, just be more open. Be more open. Nobody's telling you to settle, but be open. Make a list of what truly, truly matters. Because at the end of the day, another pandemic could come, a hurricane could come, anything can happen where a bank could be shut down. Niggas can lose money. Niggas could be up today and down tomorrow. And nobody's saying keep dating struggle love and you gotta rely on every person that is chasing a music career and ain't never getting nowhere and is broke and and then you know you gotta pray that someday they gonna get it up and y'all gonna be together. Like, nobody's saying that. Nobody's saying that. But don't be so closed-minded to love because you are so strict about your list when the universe could be potentially trying to show you ways in which you need to be more flexible. Everybody not going to understand that. But that's my take on this whole situation. Definitely let me know what you thought about this down in the comment box below. Book a reading. I'm sure there's a lot of y'all listening to this that probably need a reading. book a reading, okay? Let's figure out who you are, where does you come from, where does you going, what's your destiny, okay? I can even tell you what type of husband you're going to have or what type of relationship you're meant for, because that'd be another thing. Y'all be told by society that you're supposed to be in a relationship with one person. Some of y'all are meant to be in relationships with multiple people, or some of y'all are not even supposed to live with the person that you're in a relationship with, right? Or some of y'all are supposed to have these open related relationships or whatever. Like, it's so many things. But that's when self-love comes into play, because when you quiet the noise and then you say, okay, what is that I need, that I truly like, not that I want, but what is it that I need, that I require to function in a healthy relationship? And don't get me wrong, for some people it might be, listen, I cannot be in a relationship where I'm paying for everything every damn date. I get it, because I've been through that myself, and now I'm in a place where I charge these niggas an entry fee. You want to come into my life, baby, you want to have a simple conversation, same way that you would buy me a drink if we was out at the club, baby. If we meeting on a dating app, you better send me something, you better buy me some lunch, because you was not about to come over and fuck me, and you ain't even asked me if I ate. Absolutely not. That's what Venus retrograde taught me as it was transiting through my 7th house, because I noticed the universe showing me red flags, and instead of ignoring them and saying, I want, the universe told me what I needed, and now I adjust it, and I move accordingly now. So trust me when I tell you, I understand more than anybody about settling and this, that, and the third. Hell, baby, I got Chiron in my 7th house. As much as I've been effed over with people in life, I know all about settling. In the last 3-4 months, the universe has kicked my ass and told me to stop settling in all areas. And it's been very lonely. Very lonely. Having to give up a lot to get what I want. But I know what I want, and I know what I need. And what I need isn't what I was getting. But because I've done the work, the universe is going to bring the payday. Eventually. But that'd be the part too. Like, a lot of people don't be wanting to do the work because they don't want to be lonely. They don't want to. It's so much deeper than y'all think, child. So like I said, book you a personal reading, because I can literally tell y'all anything that y'all need to know. Okay, who it is that your type is. I can tell you what your previous type was, what your new type going to be. Okay, who it is that you need to be dating, what your perfect lover is for you, if marriage is for you, if kids is for you. Like, I can tell y'all all of that, and not even just love. I can tell you anything about your life, baby. Okay, psychic, healer, intuitive, tarot, astrologer, life coach, spiritual teacher, all that. Book your personal reading on thealanasouls.com. Make sure that y'all subscribe to Patreon to book for extended content. And I love each and every one of y'all, allegedly in HD audio. And I'll see you in the next one. I'm trying to fuck now, so baby, let's dance.